before siqale madoda, masinamkele to this channel, brand new channel, discussing issues that pertain to the life yamadoda. We're gonna start with a 4-part series and try to break that down in life stages. So today we're discussing the typical life of a 20 to 25-year-old of a young man, and into as usual that you are likely to meet in your path. To start off, let's introduce the Musbusiso Obololo. We are here on this channel to share inputs and ideas. We are not here as to push certain agendas or to push certain beliefs and narratives, but we feel like abantu who listen to us will gain from our understanding of the world, and given that the topic is still nazo, it's likely izinto bekhe sadlula kuzo nathi personally. So we'll relay some of our own personal experiences. And I'm with that, but the pete is Kakamela as it too. Usilulanga sofudumala noSiya Xhaso sawucela uSluja ke aqala azintroduce Belanike uXhaso azintroduce.
Enkosi mhlali ngaphambili, enkosi mbhexeshi. Lo uthethayo igama nguSilulami. Owaziwa ngegama lika Madoda. Ifane yam ndingusokufudumala. Ndizalelwe ndakhulela eMthatha engangelizwe location. Apho amabanga am esikolo ndiwenze khona onke ubukhulu becala. Ndizabe ndiyeka apho ke okwangoku. Over to you, Mia. Mhlekazi.
Ngoze kwani sabulela Xhaso lo wemdantsane. Yeah. Abafowethu more like brothers now. It's been a 20 plus year relationship or whatnot, scan and all of that in between. But yeah, enkosi kupart from you.
Danko. We're gonna try and keep this session short, but as a 20 to 25-year-old, let's say dealing with issues of trying to get yourself educated, getting yourself a kickstart a life in. What were some of your experiences? Yeah. What do you recall about that time in your life? Or let's say join a tertiary, leaving your nest, Ekaya, for example, if you were at home during your teenage years.
Okay, again. It was interesting. I think the first point was to get a school, because during those times, I was putting those composed attend, so apply again, don't. Then now we asked about what I done now, but I guess I was lucky enough to get this course from Fuchana Sakai and all of that but in general, I think because none of the band education, even though in high school we learn a lot at high school. Most of us left high school and joined the tertiary, prepared, I guess, were independent. This is Pekel and all of that, after hours and all of that. So at least there was that a sense of independence. But career-wise, personally, I mean, my career guide, guidance school, I mean, she should be the one I would constantly ask her about these things, what things is best for me and all of that. So yeah. That's a board, Yo, and the freedom is too much schooling for I think I was 18 years or so, before 20 years, just before 20 years. I think everything was just there. Girlfriends, my girlfriend, in the house, la freedom. With the benefit of the hindsight today, then considered and all of that. But yeah, just the intro of it. I was slow. Like I tata it.
Yo. Hey, Nkosi mi, hey Nkosi mntakwethu. Hayi nikumdla man. Hey, nikumdla ndoda madoda. Yeah, bros, yo. Njengoba nisazi basile nto sizivela kwi-backgrounds ezahlukahlukeneyo. Yeah, hey, from Bani 20 to 25. Yeah, it was a really struggle, kahle, because ngela xesha ndiphuma ku-standard 10. I-matric yam ndiyenze e-technical college, kahle. Because from standard 6 oko ndisenza i-technical subject, especially i-motor mechanic and technical drawing nezinye ke, but ndiphume ku-10 ndisenza i-motor mech ne-technical drawing. So yam ngela xesha nina nibhizi nidevelophayo, mna ndisazama istruggle, ndiworried nge-next meal into yokubana eyi kuzawuthini nakanene, ndizawudibanisa ntoni ndithathe nantoni, ngoba endlini sikhule siba yifomo sendlini. And at 17 besiziphethe, besizixovela, sizibhakela. But one thing that was in mind was that I have to make sure the future is bright. Therefore, ufuneka ndiye ndisebenze, ndiyithanda. So ngelo xesha ke babesengabekho bobayi-2 abazali ngelo xesha, but zazikhona ii-funds ezazishiyiwe ngabazali ntoni. So ekuphumeni kwam kwa-10 ndaye ndayozama isikolo phaa eGcuwa, e-Eastern Cape Dec. Ndafumanisa into yokubana ikhona element yokuzigwagwisa apha, because andikho sure ngento ndifuna uyenza kakuhle at the same time andikho sure ngesikhwama into yokubana sizandithatha sindibeke phi, ngoba bendixhomekeke solely kwi-coffers ebezishiywe ngabazali. Quickly fast forward, ndaphuma apho ndangena kwenye ikholeji. Kulapho ndaye ndadicide khona ukwenza imicimbi edibene neteknoloji njalo. Kuyo yonke ke lo age leyo bendingumntu onomlingane, bendingumntu osoloko ezibona mhlawumbi ekuyi-relationship estable ngalo lonke ixesha man, yaqonda. Bendingekho all over the show. So no enye yezinto eyasebenza to my advantage loo nto leyo, because yayibana indenza ndiba nomfanekiso engqondweni wam nalo mlingane nandinaye ngelo xesha, silusapho ehambeni kwethuba ntoni. So kulaa age izinto zazibalulekile kum yayi-education, yayindlela yokuphila, indlela yozama uncedisana okanye uhlangabezana nemeko esasikuyo ekhaya ngela xesha. It was really interesting, kodwa I enjoyed every minute of it. Ndingatsadathelanga nzulwini, khawubamba apha kajini, khawubamba apha.
Yeah, no, interesting. That's an interesting differences. Yabona the casualness that earlier ngusiya, but it was more like lixesha le-freedom, tertiary. And on your side, you had to take up responsibility earlier on.
Sure.
When that's very key. But tell me, Siya, by your estimations, because the background is scholar, you said it was more Bantu. Do you think maybe the school system did a good job in terms of preparing you for at least a career path, so that you maybe identify your strong areas, your interests, into passionate ngazo, so that you could Xa usiya tertiary, you are ready to actually fall into a career that complements personality yakho nezinto or that you are interested in. You know?
I think,
Because I'm asking that because at that time many of us would choose a career ngoba sive bakuthiwe inemali eninzi iyabhatala uyabona. And then the impact of that is that maybe you might see a lot of dropouts because before kufika esa stage soba iyabhatala lento, you actually have to engage in a subject material, and you might find it doesn't. It's not for when. Yeah. What is your take on that one?
I think for me it's in twofold. Like at school on its own, there were opportunities. Even there were people who could guide us, you know, to take or rather make better decisions, you know. But at the same time, as our kind of education is limiting, in a sense that those needs as from the class in car. I later learned actually even this part of education is in A levels now. Back when is called they still cater for that. For me, sometimes I tend to stress my sister. I didn't even know if I wanted to do IT, but then I apply for this school with the guidance of a good time, man. You're not doing bad at school. Why not try this? Why not try that? And then like class IT, we do in the case coming back to the so I can't really say I can't really say school didn't allow us those opportunities, but at the same time, you know, I think our way of education could be better. And now I could have been more proactive in trying to find or trying to give my own a path career wise, in a sense that as a 16-year-old, 17-year-old, looking back with that, I mean, at 16, 17 years old, to take all those decisions. I guess now I'm going to born with the corners is started, everyone started at the early age. I made mistakes along the way, but you know, it is what it is. So I can say isikolo sethu or abesifunda khona high school did prepare us in some way to go further because some of the guys that I went to school with took great decisions. Abantu come school now, auditors and whatnot. I mean, it's really a personal thingy. So abanye didn't do quite well. So hence the kunzima we pinpoint that to say a background is limited or a kind of background is limited because with the same background, other people did well and abanye didn't do very well.
Yeah. Hey, no, that's cool. And then Uslulami raises a very fascinating point. Is relaying by already at that age, 20 to 25. He was already engaged in a serious relationship. Committed with intentions what do you think informed your desire, Chucha, that you must at that age ube so focused kwizinto that pertain to relationships and ube so ready? How did you ready yourself to say that ndingahlala nomuntu ndilingane nayo?
Mhlawumbe noba ikhona indawo angakhange uyibambe kanti ndandingahlalisani egatsheni, ndandingahlalisani indoda amadoda.
Yeah.
It is not like ndawuphuma nje that is just high school ndabethela lento ba nokuba ndiyibalula nje loo nto leyo nokubana andithi yazi kakhulelekazi if mhlawumbe nawe xa ugodukile wakutshekishe nje around mna ndafumana ile nto my first born ndinangaphi ndana 18 years uyabo uthola kwabantwana yam yokuqala nakhona ngelo xesha ndayifumana ndisesesikolweni and probably it was with my first girlfriend. And ke njengoba sizazi into bazini into zalapha emhlabeni especially xa ungumuntu okholelwayo they happen ezinye izinto incognito So what happened was itama yethu endlini yasoleka ngo-2000, I mean ngo-1997. Ndandiphaa ko-17 lo minyaka. So at 18 ndandisende nentwana, you understand? So loo nto leyo yathi take away ingqondo yam kwi-pain yoshiywa ngumzali okanye yongabi nabazali kula age, uyaqonda? So loo nto leyo yaba in-driving factor eqinisekiseni into yokubana funeka ndenze sure into yokubana I dust myself up, I get myself educated, I make sure into yokubana ndiphila kakuhle nje, right? Esikolweni, I was never really prepared that much, and nasendlini there was no much of a guidance, you know, because kwakekho umzali ozothi hey man madoda, you must do this, madoda xa usiya tertiary, this is what you must look after, this is what you must look for in terms of your career choices and all those things. So yeah, ubukhulu becala njengoba nisithi umuntu wazixovela wazibhakela very early ebomini, loo nto leyo to some extent indikhulisile loo nto leyo, and njengoba usiya bekhe wayimenshini indaba ye-Bantu education. Xa ndijonga ngoku ndireflector, there was nothing much really that I was prepared for, okanye ndandiprepared for yona. Ndandisiya nje esikolweni ndipasa nje ndisenza ndiqhubeleka, but ndibona izinto zisenzeka. One thing kodwa endiyazi into yobana yathatha yatshintsha ubomi bam, akhona amajita okanye iibras ezaziphila ngelaa ndlela sasiphila ngayo, zikhulele elokishini, zifunde unit, zititsha kwisikolo esasilapha kufutshane nathi. So those two gentlemen really served as inspiration to us, not to only mna, but babethanda yabona ayinanto enomtshayo phakathi, yabona. Xa bebuya esikolweni babuya senje kugqitywane kwindawo ethile, kuduzulwe apho, uqhuma imotivation apho. Ngelaa xesha kuncokolwayo kumotiveyithwayo, mna ndiyathatha ndivalela kuvimba, andimamelanga nje, uyaqonda? So i-development yam ibihamba ngolo hlobo lobana okay mandirhabule ngapha, because to some extent abajita ndandijita nabo, xa nowabiza ngamagama, to some way ndandidiphende kubo hlobo le-development, uyaqonda? Nqomba la majita ahlala nabazali emakwabo, basephantsi kwe-guidance, basathini. So izinto obabegayidwa ngazo koma kwabo ndandizithatha nam, nqomba okay, well mhlawumbi ndizodiparentwa kulosiya ngoku. Usiyabulela usenezinto azihloniphileyo okanye mhlawumbi angazenziyo because they are not welcomed kwabo or they are not acceptable. So I would take that one from usiya, ndithathe leya from usibusiso, ndithathe leya from umonwabisi, ndidibanise ndenze into endizoqhuba ngayo phambili, uyabo? Yeah, so coming back ke kulaa nto yezamathando nento ngelaa xesha, I think I matured early.
Yes.
Yes.
But awungena pull out game nje because wathi uqala ubetha wahlwayela.
Kaloku ngelaa xesha that is why ndisithi kajeni ezinye izinto yazi singazithetha nje bras, ne, but xa usithi zijonga izinto zikaThixo zihamba indlela yazo zodwa, because mna ndiyithatha as into yobana it was a blessing in disguise. It was okanye it was isiganeko esandinqanqadayo sandibuyisa esitratweni, uyaqonda? Uba ye man, focus now, kukho lo mntu ukhoyo ngoko ngenxa yakho, make sure into yokubana xa kufikelele ixesha elithile apha empilweni, he is well looked after and nawe usemdleni, usemgceni, uyabo? Yeah, so age empilweni yam kahle it was very busy.
Yeah, no, cool. I know, thanks for that, Church. It helps, you know, because we are also curious, you know, as ukweza age must gullible, and impressionable.
Mm.
If ufike by tertiary amajita enga-attend ahamba yohlala eshibhini, you are likely now ulandele loo nto
Angena.
unga-attend some classes
Angena.
yabo.
Sure.
If ufike amajita enamantombazana ngayi-4 ngayi-5, nawe you might be tempted uba ungene kwesa style yabo. And back in those days, you know, the risk was even higher. I think in these days, maybe it's not such a topical issue into STIs, I don't know. But at those days, you gone by, you were playing Russian roulette, ngobomi bakho. Even usabulisa intombazana funeka uyihlole umane uyijonga ayinanto zifani apha ngasemehlweni okanye ngasemilibeni na. I think you avoid other societal traps. See, I mean, ukhulela eMdantsane, you know, indawo that are known for violent, you know, crews and all that, you know, you know, it's high. A-levels of alcoholism and all that stuff.
Okay. No, and then about when promises and another hangon boden with all fairness, Ben Bawela, just before to answer your question, Ben Bawela now was also interested with transition, yeah, maybe from high school life to tertiary life on your own side with the when the impact can be scored busngena the potential now to make decisions that you use the going through a tertiary level, career pathing and whatnot. Then all of a side loud with that in that regard.
Yeah. No, to be honest, I think as a stage of a teenager who's a high school is quite confusing, you know. There's a lot happening and you are trying to be everything at the same time. Apha uthunyelwe esikolweni to study and set yourself up for a career. But body yakho is changing. There's hormonal changes happening to your body, which you can't ignore, you know. You have to address them. And also, there's your personality that's developing. So you don't want to be the one left out, you know, who's got, you want your social life to also benefit from the experience of schooling. So I think incwadi ziyabethakala in that regard. Ziyabethakala unless you have within your friends people who can reinforce, but no, we are actually here as abafundi. Let's put that at the top, you know, of our list. But I think I took into school for granted up until maybe kuthiwe sizawubhala exam or sizawubhala some important tests. Then you know you have to study. For example, ngosasifunda kwakho laa nto ku-standard 10 kuthiwe i-results zizawukhutshwa ephepheni. So I'm sure everybody got standard 10, they got their best results. not because kukwinto etshintshileyo, but they were more serious because the impact uzawubonwa, you know, i-community yonke uba akavelanga ephepheni. Yeah, so I think nje I think nesikolo sethu, I mean, they can do up to so much. I think responsibility yakho to worry about your career, and you are lucky if you have someone who's also career oriented who can give you advice. But I think if ubusiya high school so mature, most of us, let's open a distinction and as a zinto, because we'd appreciate the chance yofunda and until you qualify in a university or what you're gonna study based on what you got at high school. Ubuzayithatha more serious lando leya, so that you can set yourself up nicely. I think the best thing we could say kumntu who's still in that, to actually try to get a balance where if kukuyiwa movies now uyafuna once, but you must be able to pick your friends who can be that role.
Hayi, ndakuva Gatyeni, enkosi kakhulu mna kwethu. So in conclusion, mhlawumbi nam ndizayibeka i-conclusion, uthi ibalulekile into yobana xa kwasa stage se-transition from high school to, or in general in life, ukuthi umuntu akwazi ukhetha abantu onohlala nabo bonokwazi uba bakhane. Because like the question obuyibuza ukuthi kweza ziqholo cause sometimes, and most especially kulaa xesha umentionayo, mid-90s, ininzi lenzekayo, and you feel left out. I mean, I would go to benze boarding school, I will go zaya esikolweni xa ndibuya nge-holidays, abantu abazitshomi zam is either bakule genge A kwaye kule genge B, and mna andinamgenge and ndizitshomi zabo bonke. So at some stage ibikhona ipressure kuloo nto leyo, most especially ngoku abantu bayafa and bafile nabo ngelaa xesha, but it's getting worse now. So ibalulekile kubantu ke when was mentioned from the age of around 20 years to 25 or so, umntu akwazi uzakhela itshomi azokwazi uba zibizoba zii-brothers zakhe later on, ikwazi uba bengabantu abakhanayo. And I think into ebalulekileyo futhi uthi nikwazi xa ningabahlobo nikwazi uxelelana inyani noba ziyarharha, uyabona? Because I think iba khona laa nto xa uneetshomi ezininzi, there's a less of real friends there, and nathanda uimpressana, and you will tend to say stuff that izathandwa ngabanye abantu. I think nibalulekile uba kulutsha namhlanje ukuthi xa nivana nabantu nikwazi uxelelana noba into ayikho mnandi komnye, kodwa nikwazi uxelelana for isake kwakhana. Ndizayishiya apho. Uthini wena Thutsha kuloo nto?
Oh, Miya, hayi, apho ndikhoyo mna mntakwethu andikho different, andikho nxamnye nale nto uyibekayo into yokuba ndingakumbi abahlobo, abantu oqhuba nabo impilo. It's very important laa line leya, uyabo? It's very important kangoba ingcebiso mna nosuke ndizinikeza abafana abasakhulayo xa ingakumbi kwelaa xesha kasanophuma e-high school. Yazi apha elifini ibalulekile uba ube nento that keeps you grounded, kahle into that will keep you in check, ingakumbi xa ukhulele elokishini, because elokishini zininzi izinto and ubukhulu becala uthengiselwa iskelemu ofuneka nawe usitshaphe to gain i-approval yabantu abathile okanye yoluhlu oluthile. So loo nto leyo ibalahlekisile yabantu, beqonda? So now khona into yofumaniseka into yobana i-role model yakho ngabantu abenza imali very quick elokishini. So uthi ukhula nje uqonda uba uboniswa nguBrabane noTabane.
Asobe nguTabane.
Exactly. So yenye yezinto endiqondayo into yobana ulutsha okanye iintanga zam zalawo maxesha zabetheka kakhulu yilaa nto yofumanisa uba umntu akaziboni akaphili life yakhe, but uzama uphila laa life iphilwa nguTabane neqonda okanye uboniswa ngayo. So icebo, focus on your dreams, stay in your lane, make sure that you use every opportunity onayo to learn, ingakumbi ukufunda imikhuba emitsha, uyabona? Nantso apho ndikhoyo mntakwethu, ndizayiyeka apho.
Thanks for that, Sulam. Yeah, I think we are almost out of time. Those inputs are very valuable. I just want to say to Ucaphula from a famous scripture as a way of signing off. Ecclesiastes 11, verse 9. Young people, enjoy your youth. Be happy while you are still young. Do what you want to do and follow your heart's desire. But remember that God is going to judge you for whatever you do. Amen.
Amen. Amen.
Yeah, so for those watching, we'll be doing this series maybe once weekly. What we ask of you is to like the video, comment on it, and also subscribe to the channel. if you find the content useful. Adios, amigos.
Thank you, sir. That was good. That was good. That was goodest.
Hayi ngamadoda amakhulu ningoxholovane ezingoku siyabulela xhaso siyabulela.